many online talks, so now I'm really delighted to meet people in person. So today, what I thought I will talk to you about is about my latest book, which is titled, Where's the Moolah? Moolah, like we know, is money. So these are challenging times, and what can businesses do? How can they pivot on finance so that they can grow financially? So that's what I'm going to talk to you about. Before I get started, I'd like you all to think for a moment and reflect. We all talk about growth. But what does growth mean to you? What does growth mean to your business? Now, the common answers I get is like my top line growth, my bottom line growth, but it could also mean free of debt, growing the number of branches, growing in headcount. It can mean different things to different businesses. So therefore, I would urge you to think what does growth really mean to your business? These challenging times, how can businesses grow further? What can they actually do so that they are rewarded financially? I have noticed there's so much of sweat and effort that's gone into building a business. The financial rewards that you get, is it in line with your efforts? That's something I would leave you to reflect upon. Because many times I have noticed, despite all this, I have heard entrepreneurs tell me, where is the moolah? Where's the moolah? Where's the moolah? Do you know? Do you know? It's hidden in your business, in the weeds of your business that you should hack for profits to grow. I'm speaking about the weeds of the business. Any business, however big or small, if you can categorize it into different wheels like a business, I say a business is like a vehicle. And for the vehicle to move ahead, to propel ahead, you need to have the wheels which will take you ahead. So if you were to break the business down into the different functions, what are they? It could be your customers, information technology, marketing, strategy, suppliers, finance, HR, and so on. So what can the business do in each of these functions? And that is what I want to share with you all. And I'm going to share 3 snippets from my book, Where's the Moolah, which you can probably apply in your business so that your business can gain. Before I deep dive into these 3 things, I will also share a little story here from one of my clients. Now, of course, challenging times for businesses, and he was no exception. What had happened? The first thing that people jump to is cost control. They want to be done with all their costs. They want to cut as much cost as possible. Of course, that's a great way to grow your profits, but I want you to pause and think again. Is that the best thing to do? Is there anything else that you can do to help your business to grow? Can you do anything differently for your business? Think about that. Because in this particular case, what had happened? The low-hanging fruits of a business, what is it? The people cost. The first thing people want to do is, let go of people so that their costs can come down. But what had happened on this? As soon as the entrepreneur cut the number of people in his business, it did not send the right message. People started feeling very insecure. And of course, when you're insecure, does the best in you come out? No. So it started affecting the business slowly. Customers started getting the impact. Now, few employees, when they quit, they were not happy about it. They went with legal case. And we know how long drawn process the legal cases can be in our country. They did not invest enough in marketing in the name of cost control. They did not want to adopt to technology. And slowly, the business started getting impacted. So you're probably wondering, am I saying that you should not control your costs? No, don't get me wrong. You need to be aware and you need to know how to control your costs as well, but you need to do it in the right way so that the business gains. So what are the 3 things I would like to share with you? acronym person. I love sharing acronyms because the recall value is much higher. So I'm going to share 3 things from the book and 3 acronyms that you can easily remember. So first thing, set your financial goals, right? So how do you really set financial goals? So let me give you a small framework. Remember the name TOM, T-O-M. So what does it stand for? First is a time frame. What is the time frame that you're looking for the growth of your business? What is it you want to achieve in the short term? What is it you want to achieve in the medium term? What is it you really want to get in the long term? So fix your time frames. O is for objectives. What are the objectives of the business? Now we spoke about growth at the beginning of my talk. So what exactly is growth? What are the objectives that you want the business to achieve? And what are the actions that you're taking in regard to that? M is to measure, because what gets measured gets done. So what are the aspects of the business that you would like to measure? What are the metrics that you want to measure for your business? Get that in place. So T is your time frame, O is your objectives, M is to measure. So based on this, you set the financial goals for your business. The second thing I wanted to share, we spoke about expenses, right? And of course, like we said, we know we need to control expenses, but what can be a great way to control expenses? Now when someone's not well, what do we say? Take care. So take care about your expenses. So CARE is the acronym for expense. What does C stand for? Controls. What sort of controls are in place in your business? Now of course, the entire business should not be revolving only about based on your availability and you being physically there. But your business must be able to function efficiently even in your absence. So what sort of controls are in place? Let me give you a small example here. This is a large multinational company and they had kept, they wanted to encourage employees to work really well, and therefore what they had done, they said people who are working after 8 o'clock at night will be given free dinner. And what did the employees start to do? Just because they were given dinner, even if they were finishing work by about 7:30, 7:45, they would stick on, wait, have the dinner and go. Not just that. What else did they do? They started buying extra food. Sometimes they used to pack some food for the family or for their friends. Not only that, they went ahead and started buying food from like expensive restaurants, 5-star food, because the policy just said your dinner cost will be reimbursed. And people started misusing it simply because there was no clear guidelines. It was a gray area. And therefore, when I say you need to have controls in place, you need to have it documented and stated clearly. You could probably set limits. You need to say there needs to be approvals from the respective manager, so on and so forth. See what fits into your business so that the privileges that you want to give your team members is not getting misused and there's no lack of communication about it. So C is controls. What sort of internal controls does your business have when it comes to spending? A. A stands for alternative. What are the alternatives to a particular cost? Let me share another example here. This few years ago, we know there was so much of power shortage in Chennai. And these huge office complexes used to use a generator, and therefore they used to buy a lot of diesel, which was quite expensive for organizations. So what can be like an alternative? You have windmill energy, for instance. Those costs can be lesser compared to the diesel. So explore what the alternatives are available. Are you getting comparative quotes? So just explore what are the things that's there in your business. The third thing, care, which is R. R, is an expense even required? Can the business do away without a particular expense just because we have a history of spending something? Are we just blindly following that? So evaluate if an expense is actually required for the business. And E is enhance. You're wondering, enhance and cost? Yes. How is a particular expense enhancing the value of your business? How is it enhancing your profits, or how is it enhancing the top line growth of your business? So these are few things that you need to evaluate. For example, if you were to incur marketing costs, it's probably helping your business to grow, right? So it's directly proportional vis-a-vis some fixed cost or something which may not directly translate. So you could use this CARE framework, especially during challenging times and when you really want to take charge of your business. Not necessarily every other time you need to use it. The third aspect that I want to share with you, like we know, cash is king or cash is queen also, I say. Cash is like oxygen for any business. So I'm going to share with you the cash mantra. What should you be doing to see your cash flow is intact? So remember cash as an acronym for cash. So C is to collect on time. Many times we are so busy making the business to grow, but we tend to ignore the collections, right? So ensure you're collecting on time, because out of sight is out of mind. It will take a longer time, your customer is going to forget, or there could be changes in your customer, it might not be same. So whatever is your credit period, if you're offering one, ensure you're collecting within the credit period. A is to anticipate. Anticipate your cash in and cash out, because that can help you plan your business better, right? For example, during the months of October or November, if you need to pay a Diwali bonus, that's an extra cash outflow. So once you anticipate that, and let's say you want to procure a machinery for your business, you would be able to plan better. So therefore, anticipate your cash in and cash out. S is to systematically monitor. I have noticed many people, they do not even know what is the amount of money lying in the bank for the business. They may know vaguely, so much, but they are not really sure. So get to systematically monitor, because there could even be some unknown debits or wrong debits. So ensure that you are systematically monitoring them. And last is the H. H is the habit of reserves. I have always insisted on this, and I think the pandemic has really taught us that it's so important and essential to have these reserves, because you never know when there can be an emergency, or for what, when you would need cash. So it could be 3 months, 6 months, whatever, depending on your business. Ensure you have some cash there. So let me repeat the cash mantra again. C is to collect on time. A is to anticipate your cash in and cash out. S is to systematically monitor. And H is the habit of reserves. So by doing that, you'll probably taking better charge of your cash, and you'll be able to run your business better. So these were the 3 mantras I want to share with you. The TOM, which is on financial goals, the expense, which is the care, and the cash and how you manage. So thank you very much. You guys were an awesome audience.